Hi, I'm Claude from Wilderness Skills. I'm going to talk a little bit about the pack I'm wearing right now. It's from Mystery Ranch. It's the 3-day assault BVS pack. Some specs on the 3-day assault BVS pack from Mystery Ranch. It's made out of 500 denier nylon. The weight is 2.3 kilograms and the capacity is 32.8 liters. The height is 46 centimeters, the width is 29 centimeters and the depth is 22 centimeters. Starting here on the top, we have a piece of Velcro where you can put morale patches, flags and whatever you want. Here on the back there is a small top pocket. I can almost have my full hand in there. Under that there is a larger pocket which is stuffed to the gills now. Actually this loadout is the same as on my camelback tricep, if you've seen that video. So I'll go through all the stuff in a minute. Here on the back there is a small piece of webbing carrying handle, and there is a zipper which has a rubber coating where you can access the insides of the pack. There are two small zippers here on the side, again rubberized. One on each side. You can see here I'm using one of them as the exit port for my drinking system. Again, there's 4 pieces of webbing here where you can attach a bungee cord or something to. Continuing down here, we have the 2 main zippers on the top. Again, they're rubberized YKK. All zippers on this pack is YKK. Long strings, so you can use gloves also to open this. And they are running really smooth. This is quality. Continuing down, we meet the first pair of compression straps. On these straps here, there are a small plastic toggle which locks the webbing. So to release the webbing here, you need to press here on the toggle, and then you can easily pull the webbing. The webbing strap is quite long, so you are able to attach additional material here on the outside. They're also equipped with these small pieces of Velcro, so when you roll up the excess webbing, it is nicely secured so you don't have a lot of webbing flopping around. Then we have 2 rows of webbing here where you can attach various items, either extra gear straps or you might even put on some bungee cord. Continuing down, we have the next compression strap. Here in the bottom we have a couple of either compression straps or gear straps. Again, they are equipped with this small toggle here, so you can do a quick release. And you have these pieces of Velcro here, so you can roll them up. I haven't placed the my baby bag. Normally I have a baby bag here, a Corinthia Explore 2 Plus. But there is ample room for placing that underneath the backpack. Small piece of webbing here where you can attach string, bungee cord over there. Then you have 2 rows of webbing here, with different holes in, so you can attach whatever you want. And hidden underneath each row here, there is a drainage hole if you should be so unfortunate to have water inside the bag. So they could be drained out here. The two sides are identical. There are 3 rows of pouch webbing. We have a pocket here, again with a drainage hole. This pocket easily holds one of these 1 liter Nalgene bottles. Behind that there is a go-through pocket. So if you have longer items like trekking poles, camera, tripods, whatever, you can put them in here and let them go through and out here in the bottom. Behind the 2 pockets here, there is a large pocket going up here at the whole side of the backpack, and it is secured by a small buckle down here. I'll talk about this a little bit later. Continuing here on the back, you have the BVS system on both sides. 2 pieces of I don't know, it's rubber coated something. It's not hard plastic. It's a little bit springy. So this is the Bolstered Ventilation and Stability system. The BVS system are mostly used if you're carrying Kevlar. So these 2 plastic thingies here, they will improve stability by like hugging you around your body and the plates in the vest. So the backpack doesn't roam around on your back. Quite nice. And they're actually pretty easy to take off if you don't want them. There is 2 small buckles here where you just press and you can just take it off right away. And to put them on, you just do it in reverse order. Like this. The carrying system is the Futura yoke system. It is really well made. It is so easy to adjust. You just pull this small tab here, release the 2 straps on the top, take out this small spade here, press it in between the carrying system or the yoke and the backpack itself. That will release the Velcro. And when you've done that, you are able to lift the yoke up and down to adjust it perfectly to your body. When you find the right position, you'll just pull out the spade here, press in the yoke system, and it will lock to the pack using the Velcro. Put in the spade, which actually gives a lot of stability. And close up the flap here. And then tighten the 2 pieces of webbing here on the top. Really nice and easy. Continuing with the carrying system. Well, it has a piece of webbing running all the way down. On one of the side there is a piece of Velcro where you can secure your drinking tube or whatever. And also in between in the webbing here you can hook carabiners or what you like. There is also a chest strap, sternum strap here. A really long piece of webbing, so you can also use this while wearing Kevlar. Down here there is a buckle where you can adjust the tension of the contoured carrying strap. The strap here is quite long, and there is no Velcro here on the end to secure the long strap. Personally, I think that wouldn't have been a big sacrifice for Mr. Ranch to put on these small pieces of Velcro on the straps here also. I know it's not a big amount of money that you need to invest yourself, but you already used a lot of money on the pack, so yeah, well, that's just my opinion. And I would also like that these buckles here were quick release, especially when you use it carrying Kevlar also. it's much easier to just use the quick release buckles instead of this system here, at least when carrying Kevlar. The padding is quite good, both here on the lumbar pack and also on the shoulders. And actually inside the shoulders there are some pieces of hard plastic to give even more stability on the shoulder pads. Then we're ending down here at the waist belt. It is not detachable, but what you can do is that you can take off the padding here, which actually also have 2 rows of pallets, and then you'll just have 2 small wings on each side with no padding at all. I normally leave the padding on when I'm using the hip belt. It is like this size of bag is just like, you know, where I'm deciding, do I need the hip belt or don't? Depending on how much weight there is in the pack, I sometimes use it, sometimes I don't. But going back here to the big pocket on the side, what you can do is that you can take your hip belt, each wing, fold it back, and then you can actually place it inside this pocket here, like this, and close it up again. So now the hip belt is totally hidden, and if you want to use it, you can just take it out again. It doesn't take any space or anything. If you're using the pocket here for other means, then of course you cannot do this little trick here. But I'll come into that a little bit later. So that was a 360 of the pack. Before I show you what I got in it, I just have a small comment. One of the good things about the pack, because Mr. Ranch, they chose to have the pouch webbing here on top or above the small pockets here, you're actually able to have 2 of these Nalgene bottles on the side. This is the H2O carrier from 511, and I normally either have one of the 1 liter Nalgene bottles, or if I'm carrying 2 of them, I'll typically have a Jetboil flash in the other one. But because of the placement of the pouch webbing, you're actually able to have an extra bottle down here. Like this, without any problems. So let's see what's inside the pack. I don't have anything in the small top pocket here, but I do in the next pocket, which is actually quite spacious. I have a small poncho, cheap one, and I have some 550 cord. I have my Spot satellite messenger. I have a small waterproof bag, which I can use if I stumble upon some water. I can fill this up and clean it up later. Then I have a set of leather gloves, which I think is essential when you're out in nature to protect your hands. And I have my small folding saw. That's it for the top pocket. Opening up here, really nice zippers here. The tri-zip system gives you full access to the contents of your bag, like in a clamshell type. And here you can see all the stuff I put in here. I have my survival shelter from Life Systems. Depending on the weather and where I'm going and how long time I'm staying, sometimes I don't bring this. Yeah, depends on the weather and stuff. Then I had my Jetboil Minimo, either that or my Jetboil Flash. I have one of these packing cubes with some clothing, a couple of pair of socks, a couple of underwears, and a long-sleeved shirt made out of smart wool. I have my first aid kit from Life Systems, the Adventure. I have my small survival kit, so if I'm leaving camp, I'll typically take this out of the pack and put it on the belt or something. So that's a really nice thing to carry also. The other half cube I'm carrying contains of all my stuff for purifying water, cleaning water, fire making stuff. I even have a couple of freeze-dried food bags in here, and a lot of other small necessities like a headlamp and toothbrush and stuff are in here. Then I have my sleeping pad from the Climate Recon. I have a small sleeping bag from Snug Pack. It's the jungle bag. Really nice, small, compact, and still pretty warm. If I need some extra warmth during night, I normally carry my silk sleeper from Life Venture. It gives a lot of degrees extra inside the sleeping bag. And then inside here you have the 3-liter camelback bladder with a small string here to be attached up in the top. Looking at the insides of the pack, you have an extra sleeve here on both sides where you can place a 3-liter bladder. You have a mesh pocket. I can easily have my full hand in here where you can place various small items. Behind that there is a long pocket where your hand can go all the way through. So there's even room for more stuff to be secured here. And both sides are identical. By removing the bladder, you can see here there are 3 rows of pallets and a small pocket here for the bladder. Behind this row of pallets there is a small sleeve with the Velcro on, and Mr. Rance have a system they call the spade lock system. With this you can either have a panel which will lock into this, having a coating of Velcro on the outside, and then you can place different bags with the Velcro on right here on the insides. There's also a system with a laptop case, so you can attach this here. And the last system, as I recall, is for radio, where there are some different types of webbing, so you can secure different radios in here. And then you can either use one of the 2 side ports or the top zipper here with the antenna. Let me just remove the bladder system. And show you a little thing here. If you're not using either the 2 side pockets here for the bladder system or the pockets inside the main room here also, if you choose not to use them for the bladder, there is actually 2 other places where you can place your bladder. And that is the 2 outer side pockets, the 2 long ones here. There is actually room to stuff your 3-liter bladder inside of that one. Like this. And now you can choose to have your hose going either coming up from your hip like this, or you can just weave it through the compression strap, and now it comes on the top like normally on top of the shoulder. That is a really nice function. You can of course also use the side pockets for rain gear, an extra jacket, an extra shirt or something. If you use it as a carrying system for your bladder, then remember that the more you drink, the more the bladder will collapse. But what you can do then is, if you take a piece of 550 cord or string, there is actually a hole inside the main pocket here, where you have access to the side pocket here. So it's just a matter of putting the string in here, and then either have a small toggle or something, or tie the string to a zipper or something inside here. That will hold up the water bladder if you use it in this configuration. So the pros and cons and my personal experience with this backpack. Well, it is really, really well made. It is totally top quality all the way around. All zippers are YKK. Most of the zippers are covered with a rubber coating, which makes them almost 100% waterproof. The only zippers that is not covered is the two zippers on the top pocket, but they have like a small storm flap which will prevent the rain coming inside the pockets. There's a lot of possibilities for adjustment on this pack, especially with the Futura yoke, and also here with the hip belt. You can either hide it, take off the padding here, use that, or don't use it. There's also possibility to put on a smaller pocket here on each side of the hip belt. You have the extra pockets here on the side where you can put a lot of stuff in. Inside, again, you have a lot of flexibility with all the different pockets that you have. You can actually carry 3 bladders inside here and 2 on the outside, and even have the Nalgene bottles, so you can carry a lot of water if you need to do that. Some of the things that I'm not so fond about is, for example, the buckles here with this quick release system. If this toggle breaks, then there is no tension on the straps, and actually rendering them useless. So I might change these buckles. I'll just wait and see how good they hold up. But it's quality buckles, no doubt about it. But I can just see that this might be a weak point on the buckles here. Also, really, what I like is the webbing down here on the bottom, so you can easily carry a lot of stuff here. And of course, the side pockets here, they're also really well made. But what I like the most, I think, is the yoke system. It is so comfortable when I'm wearing the backpack, either with or without Kevlar. Of course, you can feel you have some weight on your shoulders, but because you're able to adjust it in many ways, like do micro adjustments, you can just have it fit your body 100%. I really like that, and that is a big positive thing. If I was a company, I would try to think about changing these buckles here on the straps. Maybe change them out with the quick release buckles instead of this system here. I'm not so fond of this, especially when wearing Kevlar. So, all in all, compared to other packs of this type, do I think you get the value for your money? Well, normally when I look at packs, I look at the quality of the cloth. This is 500 denier Cordura. I look at the stitching, I look at the zippers, and I look at the buckles and the webbing. And this is top quality. Everything is at least triple stitched. Zippers are over dimensioned to the functions. They are covered with the rubber coating. Everything just reeks of quality. So in my opinion, I think I get the value for the money. It is a lot of money. Here in Denmark, the price of the Mystery Ranch 3-day assault BVS is almost twice as that I have to pay for the Camelback tricep. So it's a matter of personal preferences. If you don't have a lot of money to throw around, well, then go for the Camelback. But if you want quality and a bag which will last you probably the rest of your life, even if you abuse it to the max, then go for the Mr. Ranch 3-day assault BVS pack. It is a great pack. A lot of quality and a lot of thought is built into this pack here. That's all I have to tell you about the 3-day assault BVS pack from Mr. Ranch. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.